But it's also going to be important to see the political side of it and how that's going to play out. Because despite the notification, we have statements coming in from the Congress leaders, with the top Congress neta now also crossing the line. Hitler ki maut marega. This is the statement coming in from a top Gandhi loyalist. An absolute shocker coming in from the Congress party, crossing the line here, making a statement. Hitler ki maut marega. This is the statement made by a top Congress leader.
आ गया है। मुझे तो लगता है हिटलर का सारा इतिहास इसने पार कर लिया। हुडा साहब बड़े गांव की भाषा में समझा रहे थे। हिटलर ने भी ऐसा ही एक संस्था बनाया था, उसका नाम था खाकी। सेना के बीच में उसने बनाया था। मोदी हिटलर की राह चलेगा तो हिटलर की मौत मरेगा, ये याद रख लो मोदी। ये देश कांग्रेस पार्टी शहीदों की परंपरा की पार्टी है। इतना लंबा कतार है शहीदों का। वो कभी लक्ष्मण रेखा अपना पार नहीं की। नेहरू गांधी परिवार, मैंने सोनिया जी जब रिफ्यूज कर रही थी प्रधानमंत्री बनने से, तो मैंने उनका माइक छीन लिया था और हमने कहा कि मैं आपको नहीं बोलने दूंगा क्योंकि आपके नाम से चुन के हम आए हैं। उन पे तुम उंगली उठाने का काम कर रहे हो। कांग्रेस का कोई कार्यकर्ता इसको कभी बर्दाश्त।
Unacceptable statement by the Congress leader, a derogatory remark being made against the Prime Minister, and shockingly enough, this is not the first time such a statement is being made by the Congress leaders. Days after another derogatory comment was made when a Congress leader wished death on Prime Minister Modi, we have another Congress leader, Subodh Kant Sahay, saying Prime Minister Modi will die Hitler's death. Madhav, this is what we were talking about. A new law, Congress leader, one of the top Congress leaders, making such a statement against Prime Minister Modi.
Well, yes, very, very unfortunate language being used by a person who's been a former Union cabinet minister to come out and say ki Hitler ki maut marega. This is the kind of language that is at best avoided. One can of course draw any kind of comparison. One can say that they believe that that the government is acting in an authoritarian manner, but to actually wish death upon the Prime Minister of the country, because remember, the Prime Minister of the country, while in a democratic system, can be criticized for his policies, for whatever the situations and events that ultimately happen in this country are concerned, where his central government may be responsible. To actually wish the death upon the Prime Minister is to wish the death upon the Prime Minister of the entire country. At the end of the day, he is also somebody who represents the government at its highest levels of the executive. So that, in that light, certainly a very, very controversial comment, and certainly a comment that will not be acceptable. We will of course wait for responses coming in from the BJP, but from that dais where the protests were taking place, to use this kind of language is certainly not expected from some of the stature of Mr. Subodh Kant Sahay, who has not just been a member of parliament many times over, but also a former union minister.
Truly a former union minister, this kind of a statement. Remember, just barely a week after one of the Congress Maharashtra ministers had come out and said that the Prime Minister will die a dog's death, and now you again have the chant of Hitler ki maut marega. This, of course, was a chant which was also raised in Shaheen Bagh protest. But let me go across to Niyamika as well as Neelashish, who's joining us. Well, Neelashish, you've been reporting on the way how Congress's desperation seems to have reached a new low. They've blocked the roads, they've blocked several trains. About 800 train services have been disrupted as well. But now it's also raining insults and abuses. Is Congress slowly losing the plot?
Well, indeed, the manner in which we have seen the statements coming out, we were discussing earlier as well. Of course, it is the right of everyone to protest, and the Congress keeps saying that they will be protesting peacefully. However, if we see the incidents over the last a few days. The statements that have been coming in today as well from the Congress leaders clearly shows a degree of irresponsibility, shows unparliamentary language being used, as we have seen. So, of course, to speak about something which you don't favor and to have a dialogue over it and protest over it is completely legible. However, to use unparliamentary language, make irresponsible statements,
right,
that is something that is to be questioned. We have asked a number of Congress leaders about these
In fact, sorry to
statements
interrupt.
as
You
well.
stay with us. We'll just